In a heated face-off, KSI and Dillon Danis exchanged fiery words, intensifying the build-up to their highly anticipated showdown. During the face-off, KSI confidently declared that he is more than ready for the fight, fueling the tension ahead of the highly anticipated bout.
Are we going to see any of this on the night, or are you going to play by the rules?
He trained for it, man. He should be ready.
KSI was further asked where the rivalry began, and he explained that it all started with the coffee-throwing incident in 2022. He admitted that it was definitely one of the main reasons it angered him.
Coffee-throwing incident in 2022.
I mean, that was definitely one of the reasons that, it pissed me off.
Additionally, KSI warned Danis that he would undoubtedly knock him out in their upcoming match. In response, Danis dismissed the threat, claiming that KSI wouldn't even be able to land a hit on him.
I think I'll just knock you out.
You're not gonna knock me out.
I think I'll just knock you out. I think that'd be better.
I bet you won't even hit.
Both fighters exchanged sharp verbal jabs during the face-off, highlighting their intense rivalry and eagerness to finally face off in the ring.
In recent interviews, you've said you are definitely knocking out Dillon Danis.
Yep.
You stand by that?
Yeah,
You said that about Tommy, too.
Yeah, and then
what happened?
But I put on how many pounds? Like 25 pounds.
Oh my God, who cares about weight?
Yeah, okay.
And real fighters don't care about weight.
Weight is very important.
No, it's not.
I didn't do a walk-up.
I'll fight any of these guys.
I didn't do a walk-up for that fight.
When the moment came for a handshake, both fighters arrogantly refused to shake hands, further intensifying the animosity between them.
You're terrified of me, bro.
Am I?
Can we have a handshake?
Yeah. I'm not touching him.
I don't care.
I don't want to touch
He's
him.
a little kid to me.
Okay.
No handshake.
No handshake.
For what? I don't give a about him, dude. He has some personal I don't give a about the kid.
However, in another intense moment, KSI slapped Danis in front of the entire crowd, nearly sparking a brawl on stage.
Oh, I'm gonna hit you so many times. Yeah.
I had to get you back, bro. I had to get you back. Happy pancake day, bitch.
In terms of taking the fight seriously, KSI emphasized that he has always treated every fight with full dedication since his first bout with Logan Paul. He mentioned that he's already in top shape, with intense training making him feel stronger and better than ever, and he's eager to showcase his skills in the ring.
Are you taking this fight seriously?
Of course, I take every fight seriously. Since the first Logan Paul fight, I've told myself to take every single fight seriously. So, I'm already ripped. I'm already training. I'm already, feeling very good. The training's been top tier. I feel better than ever, stronger than ever, and I'm ready to just show the world.
On the other hand, Dillon Danis simply responded with a straightforward no when asked how serious he is about the fight with KSI.
What I can do.
Are you going to take this fight more seriously?
A potential fight between Jake Paul and KSI. Fans and the boxing community are still anticipating the showdown between KSI and Jake Paul. In a recent podcast, Joe Weller recalled the potential matchup, stating that Jake Paul is just an influencer boxer now. As for KSI, he stated that KSI doesn't fight like a real boxer and even called him a crackhead, but still believes the fight should happen.
Do you consider Jake Paul to be an influencer boxer?
I wouldn't class Jake Paul as just an influencer boxer now.
Do you consider KSI to be an influencer boxer? Wow.
That is an issue between that fight happening. Jake's going against boxers. KSI doesn't fight like a fighter. He's a fucking crackhead.
Moreover, Tyson Fury said Jake Paul would win in a fight against KSI, claiming Jake would knock him out cold.
KSI or Jake Paul?
What, in a fight?
Yeah?
Jake Paul. All day, every day.
Why?
Just think he knocks him out cold.
Ryan Garcia shared the same views on the fight, stating that Jake Paul would knock out KSI and make him sleep cold in the ring.
Jake Paul, KSI, who wins that fight?
As of right now, Jake Paul knocks him out.
Knocks him out cold.
Yeah, sleeps him.
He said sleeps him.
I just think he jumps in too crazy. I think he times up coming in and knocks him out cold. Like he just, he's gonna run into him.
Lamont Roach update on rematch with Gervonta Davis. In a recent interview, Lamont Roach provided clarity on the much-anticipated rematch with Tank Davis. He confirmed that a rematch is definitely in the works, although it's not yet officially announced. Roach explained that the process is moving forward, stating that he has already signed the deal, and they are now just waiting on the other party to finalize their part. While details are still being sorted out, Roach assured fans that the rematch is on its way.
We did see it. Is it going to be a rematch, or are y'all still working on it, or what's the plan?
It's gonna be a rematch.
But it's
9
not
times out of 10.
sealed to delivery.
Yeah, it's on the way.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm signed the seal.
Okay.
So we waiting on the other half, that's all.
Moreover, Dan Rafael stated that there's no question about the rematch between Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach, mentioning that he's spoken to both camps and they're working towards getting the rematch done. He added that the fight is likely to take place in June, as it makes sense given that their previous fight ended in a draw.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about that. I've talked to the camps. They're working towards getting that done. Probably going to be in June. And, they're going to do that fight again. It makes sense. It was a draw.
Greg Hackett explained that Lamont knows he needs to win convincingly in the rematch, either by knocking Tank out or dominating the fight, or else he won't get the decision. He pointed out that if Lamont doesn't make a statement, people will say he was exposed, a term that gets thrown around in these situations. Hackett added that Tank is also aware of this and won't be taking any chances. Tank will be looking to go in and seek and destroy, but Lamont will be ready to meet him with the same intensity.
What Lamont knows is if I don't win convincingly, if I don't knock him out, or if I don't beat the shit out of him, they not gonna give it to me. Tank know I can't go another 12 again, cause they gonna really say I have been exposed. That's one of the famous words. He's exposed. He exposed them. You know what I mean? That's the shit everybody say now. So Tank not trying to hear that neither. So Tank gonna be looking to really go in there seek and destroy, but Lamont gonna be on the same.
Hackett further said that he chose to bet on a draw as he thinks the fight is 50-50 and will be a draw again.
Who wins that rematch?
I'm betting on a draw.
Betting on a draw?
Yeah, I'm betting on a draw.
Keith Colin shared his thoughts on the upcoming rematch, stating that Tank will likely go for the rematch, but as a fighter, he knows that when a fight is close, it usually gets even closer in the next round. He explained that Lamont Roach will enter with more confidence now, feeling that not only does he have the skills, but he knows he can beat Tank. This confidence shift makes a big difference in a fighter's mindset, as it allows you to be more composed and less reactive, knowing that your time will eventually come.
Tank probably gonna do the rematch again, but me knowing boxing, me being a fighter, if it was that close, it's only gonna get closer. You feel me? Because now Roach got that confidence going in, like, oh nah, like I felt like I could beat you, but now I know I could beat you. Like it's two different things where you got skills and you belong there, and when you could beat somebody, you just more confident. You're not so like eager to react off everything. My time gonna come.
Colin further added that while Roach may have the edge, considering he wasn't expected to win the first fight, he would rather be in Tank's position. He explained that if he knew he had more to give, like Tank did, he would feel confident. Seeing Roach give it his all while knowing he was only operating at 75% would motivate him even more. Colin emphasized that if he were Tank, he'd definitely feel better about the situation, especially after pushing through the later rounds.
I feel like I'll go. Of course Roach got the edge, because at the end of the day, he wasn't supposed to win that fight, and a lot of people's eyes. But if it is true that, Tank said, like, man, I could have done more. If that is true, I'd rather be Tank in that situation, because if I know I got more in the tank and I seen him, lay it all on the line, and I know that was only like 75% of me, or I thought that was the 8th round and the 12th round, I'd definitely rather be Tank.
Haven Brady Jr. expressed his thoughts on the upcoming rematch, giving Tank the slight edge. He acknowledged that Tank did well, but felt he could have done a little more. Brady pointed out that Tank likely sees the spots he missed in the first fight, which is why he's pushing for the rematch so quickly. Although he believes Roach will come back even better next time, Brady still thinks Tank will have the slight advantage, especially after realizing where he could improve.
So, rematch, I kind of edged it to Tank, because I feel like he could have did a little bit more. I feel like he did good, but I feel like he know what spots he missed. I think he see that. That's why he pushing the rematch so fast. He see it, even though Lamont go be even better next time. But I think Tank gonna, I think Tank gonna edge a little bit more too. So
Brady further shared that he had the first fight scored closely with a 75% for Tank or possibly a draw. He noted that the fight was so close that just one round could have changed everything. Reflecting on the rounds, he mentioned that he gave the first half of the fight to Tank and the second half to Roach, though it was still hard to decide in some moments. It was a close contest, with both fighters having their moments, making the outcome difficult to call.
That was a great fight. I had it 7-5 or a draw. Like it was
7-5 either way or a draw.
7-5 Tank. I prefer. I go there first, but then it could win 7-5 his way too. So that's like 7-5. That's like almost both ways. Like one round could change the whole fight. So,
it was a couple rounds in there. It was like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really know. Like the first round, who'd you give it to?
I say more the first half I gave to Tank, more the second half I gave to him. But it still was iffy. They both had good things.
Coach Rell praised the first fight, calling it a great contest, and expressed excitement for the rematch. He emphasized that Tank needs to stay focused because Lamont is not playing around. According to Coach Rell, Lamont is dedicated to his training, putting in the work in the gym, and coming into the rematch with a seek and destroy mentality.
It was a great fight. I love to see him running back, and I hope Tank focus up. Because you see Lamont not playing. Lamont really in the gym, Lamont really working on his craft, and Lamont coming and seeking the short.
Angel Garcia stated that the Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach fight could have gone either way, and he believed the draw decision was fair. He acknowledged that a rematch could take place, but expressed that he wouldn't be interested in it, and would prefer to move on from the situation.
I think they did right. They could have won either way. They chose a draw and one judge. So I think it's cool. I mean, they want to run it back, they can, but I won't do it. I just keep moving.
Lamont Roach Sr. expressed hope for a rematch, though he acknowledged that nothing is guaranteed and they'll have to wait and see what happens. He mentioned that they've been in talks with the team and pointed out that Gervonta Davis is fresh off his fight, just like everyone else. While Roach Sr. isn't sure about Davis's plans or his management's direction, he emphasized that the fans want the rematch and believes they should give the fans what they want.
And hopefully we get the rematch, but nothing's guaranteed, so we have to see what happens. So hopefully we get it. We'll talk to the team. He fresh off this fight just like everyone else. He might be talking off some whispers or things like that, but I don't know his plans. I don't know his management team and stuff like that. But I know the fans want the rematch, and you should get the fans what they want.
Eddie Hearn fired back at Chris Eubank Jr. bet. Eddie Hearn addressed the situation regarding Chris Eubank Jr.'s bet by explaining that it's easy to mislead the public and make them think something's more serious than it is. He pointed out the joke he had with Ben Shalom about the £1 million bet, noting that promoters are actually not allowed to bet, which was confirmed by a recent email from the British Boxing Board of Control. Hearn made it clear that such bets are prohibited due to the regulations, and he was eager to set the record straight.
Yeah, very clever. I think it's easy to trick the public. I mean, just to kind of make sure the public are aware that following our little laugh and a joke with Ben Shalom about the £1 million, Ben Shalom stated that, it's a good way to get out of the bet, but it was true that promoters can't bet.
Okay.
So much so that the British Boxing Board of Control recently actually sent an email, which I'll show you now. So I'll read it out because I just want to put Eubank to bed because he's one for the views. Do you know what I mean? So it says, where is it? Because I wanted to pull this up for your interview, true Frank Warren style.
Hearn then read from the email issued by the British Boxing Board of Control, which explicitly states that a licensed member, such as a promoter, cannot bet or allow others to bet on the results or progress of a contest they are involved in. This rule ensures that promoters and license holders are not influencing the outcome of a fight for personal gain, and Hearn emphasized that this was why Eubank Jr. posted a video claiming the bet was on, as he was seeking attention and clout for views.
This is from the British Boxing Board of Control regarding Regulation 30A. A member i.e. a licence holder, shall not directly or indirectly bet or permit, direct, allow or enable any person for the member's benefit or gain to bet on the result, progress, conduct of any other outcome of the connection therewith of a contest in which the member is participating or proposing to participate in any capacity of which the member has any influence, direct or indirect. And that is the reason that Chris Eubank done a video yesterday to try and get some views and some noise, because he knows.
Finally, Hearn expressed that while he would have liked to take the bet with Eubank Jr., he couldn't, as it would result in a fine of up to £100,000. He also mentioned that he wouldn't accept even money from Eubank Jr. and hinted there was another reason he wouldn't engage in a bet with him, though he chose not to elaborate. Hearn wrapped up by calling Eubank Jr.'s actions a form of clout chasing and mentioned the possibility of doing something charitable instead.
I can't bet on the fight, and he knows that if I did, I would receive a fine, like him, of 100,000. And so maybe we could do something for charity. Do you know what I mean? But it was good. He did what he's all about: views and clout. He's clout chasing, and I would love to have the bet with him. But I'd also get better odds. I think Connor's 6-5. I haven't checked the odds. So I wouldn't take even money from him. And there's another reason I wouldn't take a bet with Chris Eubank Jr. I won't go into it right now. But yeah.
This all started when Chris Eubank Jr. fired back at Eddie Hearn, accusing him of being a greedy promoter. Eubank Jr. expressed that he had serious issues with Hearn, claiming that Hearn had shown him disrespect over the years, both in interviews and behind the scenes. He also accused Hearn of attempting to block him from certain fights, which led Eubank Jr. to believe that Hearn had no right to speak at his press conferences or be involved in his events. These tensions set the stage for the ongoing back and forth between the two.
Eddie is the enemy. Eddie is a greedy promoter, who I have no time for. He has constantly disrespected me over the years, publicly in interviews. He's tried blocking me in certain fights behind the scenes. He is not an ally. And therefore he has no right, in my opinion, to ever speak at any of my press conferences or whenever I'm around, period.
In response to their ongoing issues, Eubank Jr. challenged Eddie Hearn to a £1 million bet for his fight with Conor Benn. He made it clear that the money would come directly from their personal funds, not from any company or fight purse. The bet was to be placed in escrow, with the winner taking it all. Eubank Jr. expressed his belief that Hearn would try to back out of the bet, accusing him of trying to find a way out and calling him a rodent for his likely tactics.
Eddie. Come on, Eddie. £1 million, eh? Okay. Let's find out if you're a man of your word or just a lying hype job. I formally accept your £1 million bet. And the £1 million will be our own personal money. Not company money or purse money, just a straight up bet between me and you. The money will go into escrow and the winner takes all. And now I look forward to watching you try and weasel your way out of this bet like the rodent I know you are. Good day.
When it came to predicting the fight between Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn, Eddie Hearn defended the matchup, describing it as a 50-50 fight between two world-ranked fighters. He dismissed any claims of a mismatch, highlighting the historic rivalry between their fathers, Nigel Benn and Chris Eubank Sr. Hearn emphasized that the current rivalry between the sons had evolved into the most intense and venomous feud in British boxing, making the fight even more compelling for fans and the sport as a whole.
Know what the circus is and what you're a fool to buy into. It's a really good fight. It's a 50-50 fight between two guys that are world ranked in their division. I mean, he's making out like neither of them have ever boxed before. They're both useless. It's a mismatch. It's not. It's a 50-50 fight between two world ranked fighters who, by the way, fathers happen to be Nigel Benn and Chris Eubank, who had the biggest rivalry ever in British boxing, and, by the way, whose sons now have, by far, the biggest rivalry in British boxing, that is venomous, that is violent.
So what are your thoughts on this? What do you think about today's boxing updates? Share your thoughts in the comments section and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video.